The male loser epidemic. I am a male. This could be about me. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what she's talking about. She
Hello
cooking?
again, friends. Sorry I've been gone for quite a bit. Hopefully nothing
Me
too
too.
crazy happened. I feel like every time I take a break, like a war breaks out or something.
Yeah.
But thankfully that did not happen.
12-day war.
But at least we
I
found
was there
out
for
the
that
real
one.
Epstein files were the friends we made along the way.
Yup.
Welcome back to the Shoe
Yup.
on Head channel. If it is your first time here, run.
Oh boy.
I am Shoe on Head, and on this channel I like to cover cultural issues, mostly surrounding men's issues. It's what I've been
I didn't even realize that, but yeah, that's pretty much. Damn.
doing for over
Okay.
a decade, and frankly, I'm exhausted. Many of you have been along for the ride, and you have seen me go from a chipper, lively 24-year-old making fun of BuzzFeed and
No.
Tumblr feminists to
No, I found out about this chick like probably 6 months ago or something like that. Like I was making content, I found her. She popped up. So you know, not been here for the ride. But yeah,
a bitter, calloused 34-year-old talking about
I didn't okay. Aging like fine wine.
very real and growing men's issues. One of the main men's issues
a lot
I've
of
been
those.
covering in great detail lately has been the
Depression?
male loneliness epidemic.
Same shit. Yeah. It's pretty bad.
But turns out I was wrong. We don't
What?
have a male loneliness epidemic. We have a male loser epidemic. It's not a male loneliness epidemic. No, it's a male mediocrity epidemic.
It's probably more of a self-esteem epidemic, honestly, because a lot of people don't think they're shit. Like a lot of my friends, like deep down inside, I'm like, you know, you're fucking great, but sometimes the way you talk about yourself, I think maybe you don't think you're so hot. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that have like a self-esteem issue.
It's a male loser epidemic.
The male loser epidemic has gotten so
What the fuck? Okay. I'm not gonna take someone serious. What is she pouring on her fucking hands? Alcohol? Like what the fuck?
bad that it's honestly so pathetic at this point.
Oh. Yeah.
Now, I don't always talk about men's issues. No,
Okay.
sometimes I talk about politics, and sometimes I mix the two together. Now, I know a lot of you don't like politics. You don't care about politics.
I used to hate politics, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Trump and the whole era we've had since like 2016. But they are so fucking entertaining now. Like, it doesn't matter if you're right or left. Shit's always fucking wrong, bro. Especially in America, bro. It's fucking nuts. And now it's like leaking out in the whole world. It's crazy, bro. I like for a while there, I was like super stressed out. Like World War III, is that coming? Is that down the pipeline? I mean, when World War I start? Been about 100 years. I mean, history repeats itself. Something. I don't know.
Politics cares about you, and it will enter your life no matter how hard you try to avoid it.
True.
But thankfully, I have the perfect app to help you navigate this difficult, confusing political
She
landscape.
holding an iPod?
Quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, Ground News, before we get into this video, shall
What is
we?
this?
Ground News is a website and an app that gives readers a fun and transparent way to read the news from all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of the political bias, ownership, and headlines that helps you understand the full story and make sure you're getting both sides.
I really think like the majority of people in the world these days, especially my generation, like Gen Z, I really think no one ever looks at the news. I watch the news because of content. There's a difference.
One of my favorite features from Ground News has to be the blind spot feature, which shows you news stories that have been covered by only one side of the political spectrum and
Yeah.
ignored by the other.
Okay,
For example,
that's cool.
here is a story about how the CIA uncovered a Russiagate fraud, and right away we can see how it has been covered by 41 sources, and out of those 41 sources, 93% of them lean right.
Shocker.
With only 2 left-wing outlets
No CNN.
reporting the story. Ground News also makes it really easy to compare headlines to
Yeah.
see just how political bias can affect the framing of a story. For
Okay.
example, this story about Zoran Mamdani winning the Democratic primary in New York. This left-leaning outlet says Zoran Mamdani's win just got a little sweeter. And meanwhile, the right-wing outlet says, meet Zoran Mamdani, the man who will ruin New York.
How do you run something that's already ruined? You need a better word, like more creatively. Like, You know what I mean? Like I guess they're just going after the base, the people that think New York's a great place to begin with. Me personally, I don't want to, like, you know, hang out where the rats are the size of horses, where a Texan like me could throw a saddle on it and then go fucking herd like sheep or something with the like, you know, I like my rats, you know, out of sight, you know, away from, you know, I don't like rats in general, right? You know, we don't like rodents around here. Motherfuckers got them everywhere.
As you can see, very different vibes.
Yeah.
I've been using Ground News since 2021 because I think it is so informative, so fun, and it helps me see how different stories are framed so differently, and I love it. I highly recommend it. It's one of the few apps that I wake up and just immediately check. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center called it an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview.
Wait, do you have to pay for this shit? Is this something you subscribe to?
High praise. Best of all,
That's
I am currently
concerning.
offering 40% off their Vantage
Oh
plan,
my
which is
God.
the plan I use to
What a
access
deal.
all of their amazing features. This comes out to only like $5 a month, which is like the price of a coffee. So go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code right there on screen or the link in the video description.
There it
down
is, guys, right there.
To subscribe to Ground News
Right
today.
there.
I feel like what they're
Yep.
doing is really important, especially right now, and it helps us approach the news in a more fair and balanced way.
I think this is an amazing tool, but I think this, frankly, should be fucking free. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this seems crazy that a service like this, obviously, it is a good service, but you have to pay for it to understand the news even better. You know what I mean? Like, this is a great tool for someone that's like trying to understand the political atmosphere in the world. Like for me, when I was like 17 or 18, you know, about to leave high school, not really knowing anything but what my parents or the people, my friends, my political culture, the overall base that like I got my base from, you know, trying to learn from myself. It's a great tool to have.
So thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and
Yeah.
thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad.
I didn't. Not this time.
Now let's get back to the video.
All right. Let's get back to
With
the
all these
losers.
issues men are facing, they seem to be moving to the right and the Republicans more, since the left and Democrats have essentially just become the young men eat and die movement.
And mostly young women are moving to the left. It's, yeah, it obviously, because they're catering to each side.
Months ago, I covered how the Democratic Party was losing young men, and I predicted Kamala Harris would lose in part because of young men overwhelmingly voting for Trump.
Shocker.
And I was correct. Well, now the Democrats have unveiled their final solution to the right-wing male loser epidemic.
What is this?
Democrats spending millions to learn how to speak to American men and win
Oh,
back
yeah.
the working class. Democrats have blown
I forgot
millions
about
of
this
dollars
shit.
on efforts to appeal to American men who turned to President Donald Trump in droves on Election Day in hopes of winning
Shocker.
back the working class. Democrats have spent $20 million on their efforts, with donors and strategists holing up in luxury hotel rooms, brainstorming how to convince working class men to return to the party.
This is the reason why the Democratic Party, the approval rating, it's just plummeting. It's just like, oh my God. Like, when I think about like the Democratic Party in general, and like actual leader that could compete for the president, like you had Kamala Harris, right? You got the guy in California. That's, you know, California's burning constantly. People are considering him as a contender. There's a couple other people, but man, like it's just like, I don't know. It's like who you really got? There's no ace up the sleeve anymore.
Ah yes, nothing more relatable to working class men than luxury hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Great job, guys. The plan? Codename SAM, or Speaking with American Men, a strategic plan, promises to
Not
use
so
the
wise.
funds to study the syntax, language, and content that gains attention and virality in these spaces. The effort also recommends Democrats buy advertisement in video games.
So they're actually trying to learn how to farm them. It's like when you're strategically trying to figure out how you can get more views and more clicks instead of understanding how to make your content better in general. Some people will try to optimize the bullshit that they're pushing out to gain a bigger audience. It's kind of the same thing, right? They're just trying to farm them. They're not really trying to understand them. And at the same time, it's like, are you even trying to like learn how to farm them, or are you like just spending a lot of money and having a big old party and calling it work at the same time? You know what I mean? It's like having a pizza party at work type shit, but You're not really working. You're just enjoying pizza. You're having that one little, what are we doing?
Among other things.
Come on.
The Democratic Party is treating young men like exotic animals they're studying. Now, as you can see here, is the young man in his natural
Jesus
habitat.
Christ. The fact that he sniffed the water is crazy.
A dark, messy cave surrounded by Taco Bell wrappers and empty Mountain Dew bottles. Here is another young man, as you can see, also dwelling in a dark cave. This one has dyed his hair blue to scare off potential predators. Unfortunately, it also scares off potential mates, but moving on.
Jesus
here
Christ.
Is another,
oh, what the fuck is this?
Man, we think, we're not quite sure about this one.
This is a VTuber? I've never, I thought all VTubers had big old titties. What do we have here? What is this? What the fuck? Bro, it's got a fucking mask with what?
We're still studying it. Listen, Democrats, instead of spending $20 million to do that stupid maybe you should, I don't know, actually listen to men. I listen to men for free all the time. All I have to do is read my...
No, see, the problem with that, if they listen to men, they'll have to it's like listening, or if you, for me, for instance, when I used to read books for for school back in the day, when I had to read books for school, way back in the day when dinosaurs roamed the earth, I would read something as quickly as possible because I wanted to get done with my assignment. But then when I got done, I realized I don't understand anything that I just fucking read. And then I would have to reread the bullshit slower, wasting my time initially trying to read through it fast because I didn't retain any of the fucking information because I was a fucking dumbass ape, right? It's the same thing. They try to listen to men and all the information goes through one ear and it goes out through the other. That's the issue.
Comment section. Let's see here. Shoe on Head is a perfect example of why we need to repeal the 19th.
Oh,
Greetings from Albania.
God.
I hate women so much it's unreal. Ooh, shoo, mommy, milkies, milkies,
Ew.
milkies, mommy,
What the
mommy,
fuck?
mommy. One time I got my penis stuck in a soda bottle.
Oh no. And I guarantee you this guy had to pee so bad because I've had this same issue before. But it was a Gatorade bottle. And no, I'm sorry.
Okay, on second thought, maybe my comment section is not the best source.
Since Trump scored big with young male
here we
voters
go. The
last
View.
election, Democrats are spending $20 million to learn how to speak their language. I think it's a waste of money. Maybe these guys
Shocker.
should spend their money on teaching men to not be such sexists. Maybe.
I don't know why, but that one comment, it's still in my head right now. Something about the 19th, you know what I mean?
But the stats don't bear that
Damn.
out.
Ain't that crazy?
Look at what young women have to choose
it's
from.
Fox.
The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young...
True. There's a lot of fucking little femboys out here. No shade at anybody, but even in construction, I worked construction for a long time. Some of the people that I would deal with weren't the most masculine people. It is like, why the fuck are you out here in construction with me? You are wasting my time. I have to devote more effort to help you with simple bullshit, brother. Come on.
Women out there that want to get married, they want to have kids,
Yep.
they want to have stable families.
True.
But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash.
Oh shit. Oh, what?
No. The very night I was sitting on my couch writing the script to my video about how the Democrats are spending $20 million to relate
Damn.
to young men, this came on my TV on Fox News. A Tommy Lahren and Laura Ingraham segment about stay-at-home sons, men who still live at home. Literally minutes after this aired,
Just a little disclaimer. I don't really talk about my personal life at all, but I got myself into a financial pickle trying to get a good credit card score. And I didn't understand credit cards when I was living with all my buddies. This is a long story, right? There's multiple years. But eventually I get to a point where I talk to my parents and I was like, hey, I think it's financially smart if I come back, move in. It is the most difficult and painful decision I've ever fucking made in my life. But it is to get me out of debt and to save up for a house. Because the fact that I was spending money on bullshit interest constantly, like I had the money to pay off the fucking debt, but the fucking interest that I didn't fucking understand completely when I fucking got those credit cards and they had a 1 year fucking no interest policy and all that shit piled up, and I was like, oh, it's okay, swipe, no, I'll deal with it later. It completely raw dogged my life. I just made one of the I typically make very smart decisions, but that was one of the stupidest decisions I ever made. And I was just not educated on how credit cards worked specifically, and I didn't understand specifically the overall concept of that specific credit. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I'm saving up to buy a house, so I should be able to buy a house by the time I get married with my fiance. But yeah, it's one of the most painful decisions I made. And honestly, you know, if you're constantly spending money and you have an opportunity because you have good parents where you're able to move back into your house and save up money, pay off debt, or maybe it's just save up money and buy a house. Because if you're paying for rent, which can range from minimum probably $1,200 north, like easily north of that. And you're paying that every single month on top of other stuff like your car bill, your phone bill, you know, internet, whatever else you might have, you know, if you have dogs or any kind of stuff that's liable to you. It all fucking adds up. If you're paying into a bucket, especially an apartment or a house you're renting, and you're never going to see that money ever again, because when you buy a house, you're paying off the mortgage. You are actually, your money is getting put into a pot that you're able to sell later. You're able to flip. It's real estate. It's real. It's there. It's very smart. Like I always push people to try to, you know, spread their wealth and get into real estate. Very, very easy to say compared to actually doing. But this is me. Like 100%. Like no mask on, like mask off type shit. I've been fucked by my own decision in the past, and financially the best decision I had was to move back home with mommy. I don't live in the basement. Door dashing is not good to do. It's a bad practice to do. Don't do that. Save your money. You know, you don't need to spend $15 every fucking meal. Actually, DoorDash is probably like $22 every meal. So yeah. Okay. This is about me. I didn't know in the beginning, but it is.
It went absolutely viral on Twitter for not good reasons.
I'm over here sweating, bro. I didn't expect that. Damn.
By piece. Because even though everyone was mocking it and
I'm
making
ashamed
fun
of
of
this
it,
shit.
as far as I saw, nobody was really dissecting it and breaking down exactly why she was so egregiously wrong. So
right.
Come join me in debunking the male loser epidemic. Because who else better equipped to talk about men's issues than two stupid blonde bimbos? Hold on one second.
I will say that there is epidemic in the nation in general. If you want to tie it directly to the male, okay, you want to say it's all guys, fine. But I think there's a lot of issues that it's just overall that we have been inserted into this overall environment where I could go down the list, but there's a lot of different issues, bro. There's so many fucking issues where it's really not helping, you know, new players to the Monopoly game, right? You know, people come in to this, you know, adulthood, and there's so many obstacles they do not teach you about, or there's systems that are just there set up to negatively affect you and to be toxic or, you know, parasitic is a better word, actually. What's she doing? There's three now.
Blonde bimbos. Sorry. I felt left out. All right.
I do too now. Shit. Let me go down my hair again. Ew, monster.
See? I do drink it. That one's for you, Ted.
That's disgusting. You need 23 flavors of sugar. Not some fucking dog piss monster. What the hell?
It's a major problem. And you know, Speaker Johnson has been talking about those maybe deadbeat folks that are on Medicaid, and maybe some of those folks are the stay-at-home sons. We don't know. But I'll tell you this, leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkwardness as something cutesy, like a stay-at-home son. But Laura, I gotta tell you, this is also a big problem when it comes to...
She does have a point there. There are a lot of people that try to blame anxiety and stuff like that for all their issues. And I know that anxiety works differently for different people, and I've had anxiety attacks before, not often at all. It's actually been a long time since I've had one of them, but all anxiety is pretty much, in my opinion, for me, is working yourself up over something that is usually tremendously stressful. And you might think you're having a heart attack or something like that, and you think you're dying. I've had those before, not fun at all, but like the last one I had, which was probably like 6 years ago now, which is crazy to think about. At the end of it, I was like, stop being a bitch. This is nothing. And I don't know what I did, but I haven't had any issues since then. I get anxiety still, but not like that.
I think declining birth rates, people not getting married and having children, that's
declining birth rates is probably tied to, obviously birth control being very commonplace now. Like a lot of people that like Christian families actually use, will let their children use birth control just because they don't want their kid getting pregnant. Like it's very, very commonplace now.
a big problem. They blame it on women. Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want...
You know what's crazy about this too? A lot of those women that she's speaking about are going to be going after older men because they're financially stable. And the system that we were given, like we were promised if we worked hard in school and we got good grades and we went to college, we could have, you know, the white picket fence, the house, that, you know, have your wife, have your kids, have your dogs, you know, all that kind of stuff. But these motherfuckers don't understand the fact that the interest, the overall appreciation, the way the money has evolved, it has fucked us royally. Like houses are way more expensive. Like you can talk about inflation all you want, but when you compare it to the overall, the way that like basic income has not been inflated like the houses have been, it is all skewed. Look at the fucking cost of going to college now versus in 1980 or 90. It's crazy. You see the fucking grocery prices. You see, like, for me, it's like, okay, I'm going to go to the grocery store and you can buy certain things and you can have a really cheap meal and have like a meal for $4 or something like that. You can do that. But it's not like good eating. It's not. And I've literally like, I'm going to be debt free January. I have it set in gold. There's a thing up there right now. And my meals are going to be $4 for the rest of the year. Like all of them. And that's me like going out of my way to buy bullshit. It's just it's like, if you want to eat good, eating out is probably cheaper than grocery shopping. It's crazy to me. But there's a lot of other things that are just so much more expensive, like cars these days, the overall maintenance of cars. There's so many. I could go down the line. Comment down below. There's so many fucking things that are just so outrageously expensive compared to what they used to be. And it's not needed at all. But I mean, they need it. You know what I mean? A lot of these things are necessities and people are going to find a way to pay for it, if it's with their money or credit cards.
Want to have stable families, but there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And that's why we have declining birth rates and a lot of other problems in society. It's time to go out.
There's probably a lot of people out there too that aren't like me and they're not working and they're not trying to save up to buy a home and they're not trying to work on the career and stuff like that. And I understand that too, because you see the world, it pretty much hates you. You know, you could stay in your mama's house and play video games all day and eat DoorDash off of the, you know, government funds with, I don't know if you get paid by the government because you're unemployed, do you still get food stamps? Probably. You know, I've seen a lot of people with the food stamps trending on social media. I don't know why, it's kind of weird, but... Bro, they're eating good. Way better than like a guy like me has been making 50 to 60K for the last fucking, I don't even know when. You know, I think it's like 30K or 40K maybe the cutoff for food stamps. I wish I could eat them bitches. They'd be buying that. I'll be having a lot more of these around.
Get a job.
I'll tell you what.
The fresh air, meet people in real life. Let's just get back to basics.
Yeah.
So first of all, this stay-at-home son thing is not a real thing. It was a random throwaway, self-deprecating joke some contestant on Jeopardy said. One f***ing guy. Because I guess there's nothing else important going on that they could cover on the news. They literally made this into a fake phenomena so they can on young men. Meanwhile,
it doesn't matter if the term's real or not. It's fucking real. It's fucking real. Now, I know a lot of people in high school, or used to, from high school. And when I was moved out and living with my buddies, we were all paying rent for this, to live in a house and stuff like that. There was a lot of like people that I knew that were girls that were still living at home for a very long time. Ironically, I didn't realize that I would end up back here. But there's also people that their parents will pay for their apartment and stuff like that. That didn't make any sense to me at all. It's like, just put that money aside and make a savings for your child so she can buy a house, or y'all can build a duplex or triplex or quadplex or whatever it might be. Probably not a quadplex, it's like $1 million, but a duplex maybe, you know what I mean? Like, and then like go half on it and you have ownership, and then you can let them live in it, house hack for a little while, and you can take once they move out, you can take the revenue stream, you know what I mean? It's like smart things like I don't know.
Democrats are spending millions of dollars trying to win back young men. Oh no, the young men are leaving us in droves.
Oh my god, the fucking nose ring.
Don't worry, I got this. Hey, you fat, lazy, Cheeto dust-covered slobs. F you. Nice. Thanks. I love you.
You know what's funny about this too? This is not at a good time. I know this video is a little bit ago, but like when I was going on my trip, the whole Epstein list was breaking. I do think I like Trump and I like what he's done. And obviously, why would I vote left? I think I'm pretty centered, just to be fair. But why would I even consider voting left for Kamala and stuff like that when they're pushing for just overall systems and advantages and schemes, whether that be DEI hires or whatever it might be, that would negatively influence me because I'm a white male. Why the fuck would I get on board with something that negatively influences me? You know what I mean? It's just like, and then on top of that, you had the whole Epstein. I like Trump and I like what he's doing. Obviously, he's not perfect or anything like that, but the whole Epstein thing, like you have alienated your base tremendously with the overall sketchiness of how Trump has handled the Epstein list. And how I haven't seen any like big updates in a long time. But damn, that was like, what the fuck? That kind of pissed me off a little bit. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, you ran on like releasing the list and now you're acting like there's nothing there. You're trying to like, there was no recordings, but now there is. It's like, I'm like, if I'm guessing, Trump's on that list, right? I don't even know what the list involves, but like he was somewhat involved. He's a super huge, rich, elite guy. If the FBI or CIA or whoever, if you put your tinfoil foil hat on and you think about, who's controlling Epstein? You think he's some kind of agent and they're trying to, get some undercover footage for blackmail or whatever it might be. You don't think Trump would be up there? He would be up on the list. One of those guys is like, yeah, we got to fish him in here. For sure he is. For sure.
Love you too.
So this is not the best time. What the fuck is she doing? Oh. What the fuck? I was gonna say, is this... I never saw the Barbie movie, but is this how it went? But I hope not. Jesus.
Is the amount of young men living home with their parents increasing? Yes. Is it because they're lazy bums and just want to order DoorDash all day? No.
I mean... I don't think you can say no. I do think, I don't know what the percentage is, but for sure, like I remember when I was, when was it? In 2009, all I did was play video games all fucking night. And I would go to school and I would fall asleep in school and my grades suffered tremendously, but I would get home and do all my homework as much as possible, but I didn't know what the fuck I was doing because I was sleeping all through school because Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Halo fucking 3 and Reach were fucking, it was done skis. There were so many video games I didn't play because I was just hooked like a fucking crackhead to playing Halo Reach, Modern Warfare 2, Halo. Like, oh my God, the golden era of shooters. I just no life the fuck out of it. And we also had 2K and stuff like that as well. But those were just like games I'd play with my buddies when they came over. When I was trying to bro. So I get it. There's probably a lot of people out there that are lazy as fuck. Like my first job, like actual job, I worked for UPS. That sucked dick. Cause I had a bunch of like little jobs in the beginning. They all fucking sucked. And it teaches you hard work. But once you find that first step towards a career, and you realize that there's a future here, even if it's not with the same company, but the industry as a whole, and you understand it, and you're like, oh, wait, everything's kind of clicking in my life. I might need to dedicate a little bit more attention to this. And you like, it really does help you a lot. I think that I learned hard work, not knowing it, through my parents and chores and stuff like that, but actually mainly through football, getting up early in the morning, doing workouts and shit like that. There's a lot of people out there that know how to be a hard worker, but they're lazy by choice because they do not want to fucking do that. There's no opportunity that they have that's like, oh, this is it. You know, I'm gonna get off of fucking the government's money, and I'm gonna get off my ass and get out of my mama's basement, stop playing video games because I think there's a future here. There's a lot of people that don't have those opportunities, so they just want to be lazy still. I don't know. I think you can't say no one's.
No. And also,
Like
they're
what?
not paying for DoorDash, Tommy. They're financing it.
What?
Come on. Get with the times.
There are a lot of young men out there.
Wait. Financing DoorDash? Jesus Christ. Thank God I'm a little older than these people. Also postpone payments to match their payday schedule? Jesus fucking Christ. I need to just go through my phone and just unsubscribe to everything. Because this is just, oh God.
Get with the times.
There are a lot of young men out
What the
there
fuck?
who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And
Yeah.
that's why we have declining birth rates. It's time to go out, get it.
That's not why we're having declining birth rates. No, sirree. They'll leave the basement to go. Oh, come on now. Bro, does she have a nose job? Like, I can't. Like, the fact it's her, like, it's this chick with the nose job on Fox. Like, how did she get this job? You know what I mean?
Job, breathe the fresh air.
Have either of you tried applying for
Jesus.
a job as a young man recently?
Bro, it sucks. I haven't done it recently, but it sucks. Bro, the fact that you can't have face-to-face interviews is such a like, oh my God. People, like, employers will sort through your shit like they're on fucking Tinder or Hinge. Just, nope. Just one little glance at your fucking profile, bro. No, it's bad, bro. It is so bad.
Or tried buying a house on the salary of one of
It's nearly impossible.
these young men? Have you experienced the dating market, been on the dating sites as a young man? No? Interesting, okay. Just wondering. Listen, I know the average age of a Fox News viewer is like 70 nowadays and you need to pander to them, but Tommy, you're like 2 years younger than me. You know this shit isn't true. Why are you talking like this?
Well, it's because she needs to appeal to everybody, right? She needs to feel like she's not replaceable. So she's got to get with the program. Obviously, people know that there's a certain message that CNN, MSNBC, Fox, and all these different fucking outlets are going to push. But again, I didn't really think about that. Maybe that's why it's even. I thought it was like the nose job. I don't even know if she's had a nose job. I'm just thinking in my head she does. But yeah, maybe it's because she's not even that fucking old as she's talking about that shit. Like, you have someone that's looks like a grandma next to you. Let her
like
say
a
it.
fucking boomer. I'm sorry, I have no other word for this, but I hate this like generational pick me. I was born in the wrong generation. I'm not like those other young people. And you know what?
Bro, I was born in the right generation. Straight up, like, I love Gen Z. There's so much fucking stupid shit. Like, our culture in general is fucking retarded. But dude, I think we're born in like, imagine not being able to live in a generation where the technology's at where it's at. Like, bro, I have a fucking supercomputer in my phone or in my palm. Like, imagine what's gonna be. Like, imagine this in fucking 20 years. Hopefully I make it then. But like still, like, dude, this generation is fucking amazing. Just because of the technology in general, and also like the outrageousness of it.
He's not like those other young people. Not all young people can afford a nice nose job and lip
Nope.
filler and get a cushy job on Fox News based entirely on merit, I'm sure. The main
I'm sure. 100%.
problem with this brain-dead, boomer-ass take is not only is it cringe, but it's completely divorced from reality. This slop is specifically designed for people who paid like $5 for a f***ing house.
I fucking hate this, bro. This is only 1985. What the fuck? And everything that's fucked up right now? Who do we at the point? Because when I talked about this with my dad and my older sisters and their husbands, I was like, y'all fucked this shit up. And it's like, oh no, it wasn't us. It was our parents that fucked it up. And I guarantee you, if they were fucking alive right now, they'd be like, no. It was our parents that fucked it. Like, get the fuck out of here.
And listen, not all boomers.
God
okay?
damn.
My parents are boomers. They are lovely people.
Amazing people. Our parents, okay, some of our parents weren't the ones that were in a position where they're able to make decisions that would influence the next generation, right? There's only a certain amount of people that were at such a threshold of decision making that what we really can point the blame to. But damn. Someone should have spoke up.
A lot of you guys are boomers, but when the baby boomer generation sends its people, it is not sending their best. They are not sending you. They're sending people who have lots of problems. They're bringing the housing crisis. They're bringing wage stagnation. They're falling for AI-generated photos on Facebook.
Jesus Christ, we're fucked. We're so the AI is getting so good, bro. It's not even the boomers that are getting fooled. I sometimes have to squint my eyes at some of the shit I see. It's like, what the fuck? How did it evolve so quickly?
But some, I assume, are good people. But my God, I truly believe they do not understand how good they had it. They could support a family on a single income. A single income from a job that didn't require a college degree. Their leaders didn't prostitute away their economic future for some cheap plastic shit from China.
And the fuckers don't even have the workers in America anymore. Everything is outsourced to foreign companies now to fucking build this shit for. It's just like, damn, we can't win anything. This is also a reason why I voted for Trump. Like, the messaging he was doing was phenomenal, and he has made a lot of big investments with different countries that I think will be very promising to see what happens in the future. But you only can do so much.
Inherited the greatest economy known to man, and they pretend it's a paradise that they earned. I just don't understand, like, why don't boomers and spiritual boomers like Tommy Lauren see people struggling and go, wow, I wish I could fix this?
You know why? Because they had to fucking go to the moon when they went to school. They had to jump in a rocket. They had to hike up Mount Everest. They didn't have a bike. They didn't even have fucking legs. To get to school, they had to bear crawl just with their hands like they were a fucking crawler from fucking Call of Duty Nazi zombies. Like, dude, these motherfuckers went to war just to go to school. Come on now.
They should have it better than I had it. And you wonder why so many millennials and Zoomers don't want kids. I want to make the world a better place for my children.
True.
I want to make the world a better place for my children.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Actually, not true. Mine was, I don't even want to talk about it. Never mind.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you spoiled brat. Children. Not happening.
Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim.
Yep.
Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men.
Young men are becoming lazy because they're becoming feminized. So they're becoming lazy because they act more like women? What did
Oh boy. Oh boy.
she mean by this, chat? I know there's like a decrease in testosterone or something happening.
It's all the plastic, man. All the plastics. You know how you fix it? You drink Dr. Pepper. Actually, don't do that. I have no idea what this does to my body.
But
it
men
tastes
are
good.
moving right-wing all over the world. Does that correlate with the feminization, or, I mean...
I think it's more of a, people are trying to like, call it how you see it. Like they pretty much are alienating white men in general, and there's a lot of white men in the world, right? And that is not ideal. Like, if you want to get a white man to vote left, you don't turn him into, it's like, oh, your kind is evil, you're kind, oh no, you're the villain, you've got to understand, you have white privilege and all this kind of bullshit. Like, I get that, like, there's a certain line that I can understand, but don't look at a fucking white person, a white man in general, and just assume that he is dripping of original sin, because then I'm gonna look back at you and assume you're actually fucking retarded, like, straight up. Like, bro, we live in 2025. Get the fuck over yourself.
There are suspiciously a lot of far-right femboys.
What the fuck is this? Is that Emaru? Oh, that's a boy. Why is he wearing a skirt? God damn.
So
must be an Elon fan.
maybe. But here's the thing, Tammy. There is absolutely no evidence that young women want to start families more than young men.
Okay.
Now, in fact, all the data says the exact f***ing opposite. According to Pew Research, 64% of women younger than 50 say they just don't want to have children. No reason, they
Makes
just
sense.
don't want them. Versus 50% of men who say the same. Another study by Archbridge Institute shows the same. 63% of women without children said they have no desire to have a child, while only 50% of men said the same. For men, the most commonly cited factor was
Shocker. Personal finance. Wow, who would have thought that in the economy we live in these days?
personal finance. But among
Wow.
women, the strongest reason not to have a child was their desire to maintain their personal independence. Basically, they don't want to give up their brunch and mimosas.
It's also, yeah, I see that. And a lot of my friends don't want to have kids, which is, it seems crazy to me, but I understand it, because, like, having kids can alter your body, obviously, because there's a person growing in it. You also, it's very expensive to have kids. And also a lot of people want to, like, live out their life with their significant other, travel, live life to the fullest, see the world, that kind of thing. And I want to do that too. And when you implement kids into that, you kind of put that on the back burner, and you see, like, overall health and, like, how people, like, there's been a lot of death in my family lately, and it fucking sucks to see. And, like, growing up, I was always scared of dying. Like, I've always had this huge fear of death in general. Like, I remember, like, as a kid, I was scared that I was, like, deathly afraid. I was so scared that I would die before seeing Iron Man, and I just, like, was like, okay, I gotta make sure that I don't do anything stupid or dangerous so I don't die. But in reality, I was a fucking idiot the whole time, and I was doing the most dangerous shit possible, not even fucking knowing it, because I had no common sense as a fucking kid. But still, I was always so scared of death, and I've always prayed to not die as a little kid. I remember this distinctly. I don't know where this originated from. Maybe it's from the scars I have all over my body. I don't know, but I was a reckless little kid, and I fucked my body up, like, big time. But I've always been scared of death.
They've been ass blasted with propaganda their whole lives, telling them their lives will be ruined, their bodies will be ruined, they'll never have fun again,
True.
they'll be miserable forever if
Well,
they have children.
I don't
And
know
as
about
someone
that.
who has had a children, best decision I've ever made. 10/10, highly recommend, would do it again. But yes, this idea that men are the ones primarily responsible for the low birth rates is laughable. We're laughing over here. But honestly, it's not really women or men's fault. There are a lot of factors that play into this. But Tommy, I really gotta ask, is it men or is it you?
This is going to be the summer of canceling boys.
What is
All of my
this?
friends are attractive.
Is this
All
TikTok?
of my friends are successful. All of my friends have something going on.
The fuck? All my friends have something going on. Dude, oh, you're so full of your fucking self. God damn.
Almost every single one of them have an issue with men. But if all of these women, including
Shocker.
myself, are having issues, then I have to think it might not be us.
Oh my god. It's not our problem. It's you. It's actually you. You're the issue. Okay.
It might be you. It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and it's not
Dallas? What the fuck did Texas do to you? Bro, get the fuck out of
They're
here.
not any better in the Midwest. They, quite frankly, I think they're
They're all trash.
trash all over this
Yep.
country.
My friends are successful. Men don't give a shit about that. They'd marry a Walmart cashier if she was nice to them.
True. So true. Wasn't like Beyonce a McDonald's worker when Jay-Z pulled up or some shit like that? Like what kind of, when do you hear about a successful woman, you know, falling in love with a McDonald's worker? Have you ever heard that story before? Maybe it was AI generated if you did, because that shit ain't real, bro.
I think men between the ages of 20 and 30 are not ready, in most cases, for marriage, are usually
100%, because a lot of those people are not financially stable, and you need to be financially stable to be married, in my opinion. Like, you don't have to be, but I think it's ideal to be financially stable, because when I think of marriage, it's like, we're getting married because I want to start a family with you. Even if it's just me and you, the dogs, me and you, future kids. But like when you have the mindset of having kids, financial stability is a necessity. And it's not out of selfishness for yourself. It's out of selfishness for the kid itself, because you don't want a kid to have a very unstable childhood. You want them to have as stable as possible childhood as like you want that for you. At least I do. I think a lot of people don't want kids in general these days because they don't really give a fuck about legacy and you know passing on the lessons that you learn through life and stuff like that. Which I think it's a shame in general. A lot of people have kids because of they didn't catch it, in time and stuff like that. There's a lot of different reasons, but like, yeah.
not ready to be husbands and fathers.
That's a cultural issue. So, look,
No, I would actually, back to your point, I think it's a biological thing.
What the Oh my fucking god. This bitch is so stupid. Oh my fucking god. It's like the Hawk Tuah chick. She's just running with it. Fuck it. God, the stupidest fucking take I've heard this year.
So let me get this straight.
Holy
Men are
shit.
all trash and won't commit and won't leave mommy's basement.
Nope.
And they're destroying the birth rates.
Yup.
But also young men are biologically incapable of commitment and being parents.
You know why the birth rates are going down? Because the pullout game is too strong in America.
Oh, but wait, there's more. She also believes women don't have to bring anything to the table.
And as a
Wait,
woman,
what?
I want a strong man who is
No.
a protector and a provider
Yeah.
that will go to war if
Yeah.
need be, that will protect me,
Cook.
protect my family,
Cook.
make money. So I don't think a man needs to get something out of it to be a manly man.
You need to get a 5-star meal, goddammit. Like, if you're gonna talk about all this, bro, if he gonna be like, there are certain just gender roles in general in relationships that have been established for fucking ever. Am I sexist for saying this? No, I'm not. It's just an observation of fucking time itself. And these roles they've been cemented in the foundation of our fucking DNA. Men would protect the family. They would bring home the bacon, and if there's a war, they're going off to fight in the fucking war. And you know what? The women didn't. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. And you could be successful and you have your own job and all that kind of stuff. I think that dual income, with partners is a great thing to have. I really do, especially in this time of age with the economy is at right now. But it's almost a fucking necessity, honestly. But like, what? What? You expect all this and you don't expect anything in return? You just want to sit on your couch, sit on your fucking tanning ledge and fucking take selfies of yourself and how your life is so good? Like, that is not an expectation that, as gender roles go, should be world renowned. It shouldn't be applied to everyone. It's just not realistic. Like, this is a very privileged ass rich take. That's all it is.
And a protector and a provider. If you think you need to get something out of it, I quite frankly don't consider you a real man.
Never before in history have
You had plastic surgery.
Women demanded so much.
What?
And offered so little. So before we get deeper into this retarded...
I don't know if she did or not. She went ahead and said she had a fucking nose job. I want to clarify. Because you never know, something gets cut out of context one day. But what the fuck? You can't talk about real people when you've had plastic work done. I'm sorry. If you want to talk about like on a spiritual level, okay, you can get your crystals out if you want.
Manufactured a stay-at-home son narrative. Let's check the Facebook comments of this Fox News video because I am really interested to see what
Facebook,
like the typical Fox News viewer thinks about this.
We're going to Facebook all right then.
Anything like these two, I can hardly blame the men for staying home and not wanting to date them. Blame.
Yep.
These two women have a combined age of 93 and they have 0 children between both of them. You both have repugnant personality types, so listening to this was like male birth control to me. My goodness! Boomers are ruthless. Bunch of sissies. I served 6 years, 2 years in Southeast Asia after Vietnam was over.
Yeah.
When I was 18, rent was $450 and I could afford to get my own place.
What?
She's so spot on. Nothing screams I'm a loser run from me than a guy living at home in his parents' house with his 12-year-old boy's bedroom decor at age of 30.
Rent was $450? Dude, what the fuck?
Thank God we raised our sons to be men.
I'm sorry, I'm so caught off guard from that. God damn.
Who grew up, lived on their own, found their soulmate, got married, bought a beautiful home, and started a family. I was out the door at 18, worked on the assembly line at Dodge and in the Air Force at 19, never went back home. I can't relate to this. Yes, we know you people can't relate. We know. But the world has changed. Why can't you people get this through your heads? I will never let my sons stay home. I'm trying to push them out of the nest. Okay, I really gotta ask, is this an Anglo thing? Immediately kicking your kid out
What's an Anglo? Comment down below if you know that reference. I have no idea.
when they turn 18 years old? My Mediterranean mind cannot comprehend this. And honestly, why the f would a man leave home, leave his mother's cooking for a woman who probably can't cook? Not me though. Personally, I can cook amazing.
There's one really good reason, and it's when you're going out to the bar with the boys and you get lucky, you want to be able to bring someone home back to your place. That's like one of the #1 reasons why men want to move out. Straight up.
Homemade meals. I'll have you know I am a great trad wife.
Chicken nuggets, Jesus Christ. And they're the animal ones. Ew. Get more ketchup.
Now, unfortunately, Tommy Lauren wasn't the only.
Wait, people drink Monster with meals? What the fuck? That's got to be capped. There's no way people enjoy that with a meal like they would with the soda. Would you eat a hamburger with a Red Bull? Ugh.
Anyone pushing this stupid lazy young men go get a job bullshit. Mike Johnson did it, referencing 29-year-old men playing video games all day. Steve Scalise did it with 35-year-old men playing video games all day. And just the other night, I saw this on my TV. Again.
A Wall Street Journal headline got our attention. The new dream job for young men, stay-at-home son.
How about that? Just do the chores you were doing, little Billy. Billy's gonna be doing the chores till he's 30.
It's a phrase that's taken off since 27-year-old Brendan Leo won $59,000 on Jeopardy. And he has a master's degree in political science, but he's...
That's where he fucked up, brother. Political science degree. Oh, you know what they say about those. I remember when I was going to high school and everyone's like, don't go for political science. That's the one degree you don't want. We didn't even think about AI. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of jobs now that are fucking pointless because AI is going to take them in a couple months. Like, damn. Political science.
Unemployed. Grow up, get a job.
Always unemployed, shocker.
Just get a wife, bro. Just get a job, bro.
Oh, get a job? Yeah, just get a job.
Oh my God, I love this show.
Yes. Down into a job cannon and fire off into Jobland, where jobs grow on jobbies.
The term welfare queen must have fell out of fashion with Republicans because it seems even they know the approved safe demographic to go after now. Because it's very obvious what demographic they are talking about when they say young men in their basements playing video games. This just get a job, lazy.
The neckbeards.
The attitude is not surprising, but it's especially funny coming from Fox News of all places. Fox News that spends so much time yapping about immigrants taking American jobs. Fox News will talk for years about how Americans are being screwed out of the workforce. But when this issue manifests itself in Gen Z, suddenly it's a moral failure. The fact is, a lot of American jobs held by men are being lost to automation, offshoring, and yes, cheap foreign labor.
Ain't that something? And it's crazy too. We saw the fucking the raid in California, and they had kids running around working that field at the marijuana farm. The thing I don't like immigration. The biggest reason is why is because like they don't have the same rights Americans do. So they can be taken advantage of. So if you really want to really like look at it realistically, the closest thing we have to slavery in America, obviously, slavery is one of the biggest issues that America's ever fucking had. It's one of the main reasons why people look at white people as the villain, and they're alienating young white men because of it. But it's slavery, right? The original sin, white people, white men, they were slave masters or owned slaves or whatever it may have been, made their money off of slaves, right? You have LA, New York, I don't even know how many others, but those are two of the biggest cities in America. Cornerstones, if you would. And they run off the backs of illegal immigrants, which I believe is the closest thing to slavery, because there's a lot of people that are going to be abused and mistreated. And I've seen it, bro. I've fucking seen it. They complete a job, but it's not up to their standing, or what, they have some small issue, some bullshit issue, and they just don't pay them. And they say, go back, work extra hours, and fix the shit. It's fucked up. And there's a lot of people out here that are fucking using illegal labor and fucking abusing it, bro. It's crazy, bro. And what are they gonna do? Report them like they're fucking illegal? You know what I mean? It's just, I can't stand it. The double standards is outrageous.
Companies and billionaires would rather have cheap labor that they can essentially abuse, not pay fair wages to, just good little worker drones who won't unionize, rather than hire American workers for a living wage. The cheaper the labor they hire, the more money they make.
And then you start thinking to yourself, why hasn't, the overall pay for American work, why hasn't it inflated with the inflation of everything else? Why hasn't it been inflated on par with everything else in the fucking United States of America? Well, if you can pay someone a little bit cheaper, well, yeah, maybe you don't have to,
Remember when Bernie Sanders called open borders a Koch brothers conspiracy?
What?
Open borders. Open borders.
That's a Koch brothers proposal, which says essentially there is no United States.
But
this is the crazy shit. Like, these videos don't lie. Like, when I see fucking Hillary Clinton or Bill Clinton or Obama or any of these big Democrats that I know because of my lifetime and stuff like that, pound and hammer on in their speeches about illegal immigrants taking American jobs and how it's wrong. And now the tables have fucking turned. It's crazy.
It would make a lot of global poor richer, wouldn't it?
It'd make everybody in America poor. Then you're doing the work.
And people will make an argument to this that it will, if you deported every single illegal immigrant in the country, that it would actually negatively impact the country as a whole because of the economy as a whole. That is like ripping off the Band-Aid. You will get better eventually. It's gonna fucking hurt at first, but you gotta do it. Like, and it's not even like it's for the best intentions of the illegal immigrants. Like, there's a lot of people out here that are fucking outstanding citizens that are legal. You know what I wish? They were legal. And I wish they would have went through the right process to become a legal citizen. And there needs to be, people need to look at that process and understand how it can have reform to make it stricter, but at the same time doable, where people can become American citizens more efficiently, and it just be a overall more optimized approach, because the bullshit we have going on is not cutting it, and it is destined for failure.
With the concept of a nation state.
Where'd that guy go? A lot
For
of these
real.
jobs being taken are jobs traditionally held by men, like construction and factory jobs, manual labor work.
Yeah.
But it's not just manual labor jobs, it's also the tech industry and business industry, which are careers also mainly held by men. There are many, many examples of this, such as Microsoft recently cutting thousands of American workers while
boy.
requesting 14,000 more H-1B workers.
Elon did some shit like this too. I don't know what this whole process is with this H1B bullshit. I don't know much about it, but it just seems scummy. It really does.
This year. Some of those job positions include data scientists, which are 70% men, software developers, which are 80% men,
Yep.
and electronic engineers, which are 90% men.
That's crazy.
And many more like that. Another example of this was Tesla, where roughly
How
15,000
about that?
American employees were fired in April 2024, and many were replaced with H-1B visa holders.
Yep. And he doubled down, bro. He did not give a fuck.
On Twitter, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy tried to chalk this up to these immigrants just simply being the best and the brightest. Yeah, okay. You're paying them less for longer hours
Yep.
and more work, and they're willing to deal with it in order to stay in the country. It's
Exactly.
coercive,
It's abuse.
exploitative, and, dare I say, not very America first.
No, it's very like this practice is been done probably a lot. There's a lot of a lot of practices that are just kind of normalized because they've been implemented so much in this country. But this probably is abuse. It probably is.
When conservatives confronted Elon Musk for this last year, he told somebody, and I quote, "Take a big step back and yourself in the face. I will go to war on this issue, the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend."
Of course, it's good for the company. It's good for you.
So when it comes to replacing
Obviously.
American workers in manual labor with cheap foreign labor, it's deport, deport, deport. But when it comes to replacing his American workers with cheap foreign labor, it's yourself in the face. Interesting. There's also affirmative action and DEI, which are other things Fox News always pisses and about.
Yeah.
But suddenly, when the conversation is about Gen Z men, the demographic of people who are victims of these things, suddenly these things just like don't exist anymore.
It's crazy too because like Gen Z men, they will become your base one day. And alienating your base is not a good idea, especially with the Epstein situation happening right now. I don't know the whole details on everything that's happened in the past 2 weeks because I've been gone. But boy, oh boy, I bet it's not good.
And it's, oh, young men are all just lazy. They just want to be in their parents' basement
Yeah.
ordering donuts and playing video games. But it's not just the brown people taking your jobs.
Uh-oh. AI and robots.
I am not beating the allegations with this one.
What?
The brown people are not taking your jobs, okay? It's not their fault. They're just cheap.
Bro, remember when Trump, he went to, I think it was like an all black college, and he was having this like conference, and he was talking about how illegal immigrants are taking black jobs, and they asked him, he was like, "What's a black job?" It's like, oh Jesus Christ, bro.
Aim upwards. But it's not just the brown people taking your jobs. It's the women, too.
Ooh.
Many of the dying industries are male-dominated, while many of the growing industries are female-dominated, and stigma around these jobs being woman jobs usually stops men from working them.
Nurses is a huge one.
Women are overwhelmingly entering and excelling in college and the workforce,
Yeah.
and they're more flexible about job position and pay, while young men usually hold out for higher-paying, higher position jobs that will make them the breadwinner.
I do think this will even out. I do think we went through a stretch of time where guys would they get to college, and probably majority of guys would partake in certain substances that weren't probably very productive towards their education and the culture overall that was set in place. But cheating is going to become it probably already is a huge issue in college now with AI and different tools that you can use, and just the overall production or the ability to buy like things off of Amazon and stuff like that. Like back in the day when people cheated, like they would like, this is how old I am. People would like take a water bottle and write certain shit on the inside of their water bottle and like look at it while they're like, you spin it to a different section and look at it and stuff like that. Like I didn't really cheat. I I never cheated in high school, except for like when I would actually be like next to someone and like look over or just ask them what they put that for that answer, because we had like an oblivious teacher. Like if I had a bad grade, I had a bad grade. If I didn't understand the subject, I had a bad grade. If I did, I got a good grade. But you know, when I got to college, there was a lot of online courses and stuff like that, and so many people would just try to just optimize their college experience by getting online courses, because they would just like copy and paste Quizlet and stuff like that. Like cheating is always been around. But I do think like this, I don't know. There's a reason that guys die sooner than women. So maybe this ties into that as well.
Because you see, despite the world progressing and the role of women changing, the role of men has not changed. Every woman is a feminist until the dinner bill comes. But what's crazy
ain't
is
that right?
Women might be the ones paying that dinner bill soon.
I do think there's more of a normalization of like a 50-50 culture with men and women, like splitting bills and stuff like that. It sucks. It feels great to be a guy and just pay the whole check, but you also have that, you know, I'll cash app you after dinner. It's just like, I don't know. I think if you're in a marriage 50 and y'all are both working and stuff like that, doing 50-50 is a great perspective to have. But, you know, some people might think the guy has to pay for everything. Okay. That's your prerogative.
A study from the UK found women aged 22 to 29 earned about 1,000 more annually than men, completely reversing the traditional gender pay gap for this age group. In the US, a 2022 Pew Research Center analysis showed that women under 30 out-earned men in many metropolitan areas, with median earnings.
That is interesting. I wonder if that's because they have a better education, or I don't know. It is weird to think about.
At or above 100% of men's in cities like New York and Washington, D.C. That may not sound like a lot of money now, but it's a growing trend that has never been seen before. It's so bad that it's really starting to affect the dating world. American women have never been this resigned to staying single. They are responding to major demographic shifts, including huge and growing gender gaps in economic and educational attainment, political affiliation, and beliefs about what family should look like.
I don't even, okay, I think that's reading too much into it. I really think, like, if you want to talk about, like, people staying single, I think that's more of a generational thing than anything. I think it's more of a, you know, birth control is easily obtainable now. You know, you have the overall stigma, you have the concept of online dating and being able to field your opportunities. I don't know how better to say it than that. You know, go through who you're interested in and who you're not. It creates this mentality. If you're patient, you'll find the one for you. And you know, there's a lot of less people, you know, just like diving into a relationship right after high school type shit, because they have these options with online dating and stuff like that. I think that's kind of a huge influence to it.
More women than men are attending college, buying houses, and focusing on their friendships and careers over dating and marriage. The challenges of finding a romantic partner have been made more complicated by a growing divide in education and career prospects between men and women. In 2024, 40% of American women ages 25 to 34 had a bachelor's degree, according to Pew, compared to 37% of men. A bachelor's degree increases net lifetime earnings by an estimated $1 million.
I know a lot of people that got degrees and they don't use that degree for fucking anything. They have a complete different job than the degree they got. So I don't know how accurate this is going to be in the long term. If you want to talk about how people are being single as well, I think there's I don't want to come off as a dick or sound like a sexist or anything like that, but I think the overall quality of women, there has been a lot of negative cultural just things that women do these days, and maybe it's influenced because of social media. And, you know, like back in the day, like people used to say the 5 closest people to you creates who you are. You know, you know yourself best by the 5 people that you're closest to. And it's kind of more like the 5 people you watch the content more, because a lot of people just watch content these days. Even women, a lot of women do on TikTok or whatever it might be. And I think there's a lot of negative behaviors that women possess these days, and a lot of people look at it as like they're not wifey material. And I do think there's a lot of beautiful women out there that have very negative attributes about them that they might have not had 15 years ago if they grew up in this, the same different time. And I think that's influencing it a lot. I think there's a lot of people that are getting ghosted because they are just not wifey material. Right. Like, for instance, with that one chick, when she was ranting about it on Facebook, that guy was like, oh, my God, you would scare me away if you're talking like that. Yeah. Yeah. Like, you go on a date and you talk to a girl for like 5 minutes. The red flags when you see them.
Women are doing comparatively well when it comes to education in their early years in the labor force, and men are doing comparatively badly. Men's economic struggles seem to be having the biggest effect on women without a college degree, whose marriage rates by 45 have plummeted to 52% for those born between 1930 and 1980, according to research by Cornell University. Young men without a degree are struggling so much as a group that there simply aren't enough with steady jobs and earnings for non-college women to date. Men are poor, women most affected. Modern women are no
Ironic.
longer tied to their gender role. Birth control has freed them from the prison that is their biology, and they are making their own money, sometimes more than men. They can have it all. They can do anything.
They can do whatever they want.
Anything. While at the same time, men are still expected to be the provider. And more importantly, many men still want to be the provider, but they can't. And women, though strong and independent, still want men to be the provider.
And as a woman, I want a strong man who is a protector and a provider that will go to war if need be, that will protect me, protect my family, make money.
Basically,
bro, if anyone's watching this and they're like, I'd say like 5'8", maybe shorter than that, height is a huge deal because people, like, they say they want a protector, right? And it's like, if you're tall, people just assume you can defend a woman, which is not the case at all. There's a lot of tall, clunky people that I've met with, or not met with, just met in general, that are not coordinated at all. And I know for a fact they can't defend themselves very well, whether that be in football practice or whatever it might be. But just go get them booster shoes. If you're short, like, get those man heels. You get some like Air Forces and they have a really, really thick sole. There's no shame in it, bro. No shame in it at all. You gotta do what you gotta do, because a lot of women, if they meet with you and they're wearing heels and they're taller than you, it's over. You don't even have a shot. So I'm like, straight up, wear some boots, cowboy boots. A lot of people like cowboys. Those cowboy boots are a cheat code for sure, because you don't have to have like a special made weird shoe. But dude, just go do it. I'm 6'3", with shoes on. With boots on, I'm like 6'4.5". So I haven't had this issue, but it is real. It is real. There's a lot of chicks that just want a tall guy. So fuck it. Just get that booster seat,
Men are like, we're worried we're not making enough money.
Why not?
And women are like, we're worried men are not making enough money. Hello class, I am
It's
Miss
crazy.
On
So many of the tables have turned.
Head. I am substituting for your teacher today. She was arrested for molesting a 12-year-old boy.
Oh, I saw that on Twitter, bro.
Today we are learning about the graph.
Ooh.
This is the...
What is this? Growth in productivity and hourly compensation since 1948. Man, the compensation's pretty down. It's not going up. What the fuck is happening, boys? What's that all about? What the boomers saying about this one?
Growth in productivity.
They seen this one?
Hourly compensation graph. And you can trace almost everything bad happening in society back to this graph.
What happened in 1972? Why does that year ring a bell for me? 1972. I'm actually a history nut. What the fuck happened in 1962? It must have not been that important, because it's not ringing a bell right now. Like it feels important, but like, fuck, I can't put it to anything.
As you can see, productivity increased while compensation barely grew over the same time period. Notice they tracked very closely up until around 1972. Now, what happened around 1972, class? Well, the top marginal tax rate was reduced from 70% in 1964 to 50% by 1981. The federal minimum wage began to stagnate. Income going to the 1% rose from 9% 8% in the 60s to 16% in 2023. CEOs also went from making 20 times more than the average worker to making 350 times more than the average worker. Anything else? Anything else happened around 1972? Yes, Jimmy, that is correct. Women joined the workforce around this time, but...
Oh my God. Is the 19th Amendment from 1972? There's no way. Hold on. Let me talk to the person that's going to take my job in a few years. Chat. When was the 19th Amendment created? There's no way. Okay, it's 1920. Thank God. Oh boy, I was getting nervous.
We don't have to get into that today.
Yeah,
the fact is, hard work no longer guarantees success, and the will to work is tied to the fruits of your labor. And young men are fed up today because 90% of that fruit is rotten. Now, is there some truth to modern young people being lazy? Sure, I guess. Every generation had lazy people. And we do basically live in late-stage mouse utopia, after all. Young people today are faced with two options: revolution or escapism. And a lot of them are choosing escapism.
It's so much easier. Like, you see these people that are obsessed with revolution these days and are doing these protests and riots and shit like that. A lot of it is absurd, and I get it. There is this, like, I want escapism, or I want to feel like I'm important, part of some revolution. I feel like the revolution is not realistic at all. Like, it's just not. Like, damn, bro. Like, I don't blame you for wanting to play Elden Ring for a fucking 16th time and ordering DoorDash for the 4th time in the day. Like, I like that doesn't sound like a bad life to me. Like, there's probably a lot of negative things that go along with it, but damn, I get it.
Many have basically given up, but it's not like they didn't try. They tried, and they found out the juice just isn't worth the squeeze.
No, what happened was, it's like you're playing Monopoly, but the game of Monopoly has been happening for fucking 300 years, and you finally get a hand, and you get a couple dollar bills, and they're like, all right, I'll roll the dice, see how far I go. Well, I didn't go straight to jail. That's good. No DWIs off the gate. All right, we're working with something. All right, I land on this property. Oh, fuck, gotta pay the tax. How much is it to buy this property? Initially, it went for $24. Now it's fucking $2 million.
Whether it's college, dating, or the job market.
I only got $2.
And in a way, many young men are kind of choosing revolution. The never-before-seen large shift rightward in young men is a small revolution in a way. They're saying, this isn't working for me.
This is solely due to people feeling like they are been painted out to be some kind of victim, and people are voting against it, even if they're not educated, because they're overall just like, it is not smart to vote for someone that is wanting to create disadvantages for you. Why the fuck would anyone want to do that? Straight up. I think about America, and I always, like, as a kid, I thought about it, being this equal place, and it's crazy to see, like, the wage gaps now swinging completely, because when growing up, I always heard about, like, the wage gap with women and men. That is very interesting. But it's just, there's so many different things. Whether there be illegal immigrants taking your job, or AI possibly taking your job, or robotics being able to take your job. Because, like, think about it. There's a lot of jobs out there with transportation, like easy work you can do. Amazon, UPS, delivery services in general that will be replaced with AI and robotics. You have cars that can drive themselves. You have robots that can do shit. They can walk dogs, all that kind of shit. You have AI that's constantly evolving, that's implemented in stuff like Teslas with sensors and all that kind of shit. We're going to get to a day and age where it's way more profitable for a fucking company owner to buy a fucking iRobot and a Tesla and just do the updates every fucking month. And all they got to do is pay for maintenance on that robot. And they don't have to pay a fucking salary. They don't have to worry about insurance on it. Like, bro.
Fox, I hate this.
Come on.
I want something different. This is also manifesting on the Democrat side in general. The young men that are still voting left are voting for...
What is this? Nazis bad. They shouldn't be hard. What the fuck does that even mean? Like, they're supposed to have a chubby? Like, what?
Further left. You saw this recently in New York City.
Oh, this shouldn't be. Okay.
Where Zoran Memdani, a self-proclaimed Democratic socialist, won the Democratic primary. Young men are tired of the establishment, left and right. They're tired of the system, and they want to burn it down and start again. They want something that works for them because this is not working for them.
Yeah, we live in times that things are very extreme, very radical. So there's obviously going to be a counterbalance where people want to swing completely in the opposite direction, which is not efficient at all. It's not. I feel like I'm pretty centered in my life in general. I understand who I am and what I'm trying to do, and I understand, I try to understand people's perspectives on things and learn from them and understand them. And I'm not married to my ideas or anything like that. Like, I'm constantly trying to grow as a person. And there's a lot of people that will it's human nature. You think something's really fucking bad and you want to overreact and completely do the opposite. That's called radicalism,
If you wake up in the morning and you find yourself in a society where 23-year-olds with 4-year college degrees and like initiative who aren't smoking weed every day, if they can't make enough to buy a car, much less a home, much less get married, much less have children, then why should you be surprised when half of them say they prefer socialism?
Shocker. I also think there's an added element to this case, but he's making a good point. But there's also an added element that there are going to be a lot of, like, back to the AI and the robotics. I've preached on this a lot because I think it's realistic. Like, when you see a lot of fucking science fiction movies, you like, especially the old ones, a lot of that shit is real life now, like, straight up. And there is going to be a point where if we don't change something, and I'm not saying like create some like radical swing, but the government making laws and stuff like that, it seems like they're usually very reactionary and not proactive. And I do think we're going to get to a point where the homelessness population, the unemployed population is going to fucking skyrocket. And that's not going to be a good day if we don't have the right foundation to deal with it. And I think it's going to happen in our lifetime. Like, I really do. I really think it's coming down the pipeline. I think in the next 20 years, honestly, the next 10 years, maybe.
Huh. Fox News should hire that guy. There is an entire...
And I do not think that socialism is a great idea. I really don't, but I think there's going to have to be some kind of universal income somehow, some fashion, because I really do think that there's just going to be so many jobs that are eliminated. And usually you think about job markets being eliminated, that creates more jobs to deal with whatever that is. We're going to get to a point where the robots are going to be able to fix themselves.
Entire generation of fighting age men who are enraged and feel like they have nothing to live for. You should probably start caring.
Well, you got something to live for. Hey, you should go watch a new movie, escapism.
When they saw this airing on Fox News, they saw an angry woman nagging in their faces about how everything wrong in the world is their fault. An all too familiar thing they have been hearing for far too long. But unfortunately for Democrats, nobody under the age of 60 watches Fox News.
True.
So this is not really going to have an effect on young men whatsoever. So keep that $20 million. You might still need it, unless we get dragged into another war in the Middle East. If we do get dragged into another war in the Middle East,
they're gonna be loving young men. Young men, we forgot why we love y'all so much. Go die for us. Straight up.
Young men might come running back to the Democratic Party. Maybe not even a George Bush to electric boogaloo will have men coming back to the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't find out. And as I'm editing this right now, a lot of young people, even the podcast bros, seem pretty upset about the Epstein thing, but we know Democrats won't take advantage of the situation in order to protect the Clintons, so maybe not even this will save them. But
Isn't that ironic? We only talked about that like 5 times.
We'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. That's better.
Bro, is this a wig? Like, why does it look so real? I'm sorry, this is like some witchcraft shit.
Oh, maybe not even this will save them, but we'll see, I guess. Hold on 1 second.
Like, it's perfectly aligned with her hair. God damn, women and their makeup and their hair. Fucking magic, bro.
That's better. So that was that video. What do you think of the male loser epidemic? Do you agree with Tommy Lauren? Is it all men's fault? Leave your comments below. I read them all. I am probably reading them right now as you type them. Wait,
probably.
Don't write that. No. You can't say that. No, it doesn't matter if it's with an A. If you like this video, please subscribe. And if you can, donate to me on Patreon or leave a little tip with a little tip jar down below. I'll give it a little heart. It helps the channel and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys again soon with a new video, a new slop video. Because I know you gremlins love that shit.
Yeah. You know what? I need to make a tip jar too, but I need to make it dedicated for the home I'm trying to buy. The home fund, I don't know. So I can stop being a male loser. You know, this epidemic is getting pretty fucking bad, bro. I'm gonna say great video by Shoe on Head. Very interesting topic in general. There's a lot of nuance with it, and there's a lot of different like information I wish I could have brought out of my fucking brain, but unfortunately the way my brain works and the way my mouth moves, they're not always in sync. So there's a lot of points that I really wanted to hammer on that I'm blanking on now. So comment down below. It might ring a bell, and I might, you know, if there's a timestamp and I watch back what I was talking about it specifically, I might be able to actually, you know, manage to communicate it. But yeah, amazing video by Shoe on Head. Let's get the comment section real quick. Shit. How can I be a loser when the gambling screen says, oh, Jesus Christ. All right. We oh my God. Okay. All right. This video has gone on a little bit longer than I expected. Hour 25. Not too bad. Not too shabby. I think what was the 30-minute video? Oh my God. Almost fucking tripled that shit. Damn. I didn't know I yapped that much. Guess I'm a little passionate about this after all. Nevertheless, comment down below, subscribe to the eethur, like the video. I'll push this out to more people. If you're watching this, comment down below, please, because I really want to know who's watching this after an hour and 20 minutes, man. A little short film, will you, on the loser epidemic. But yeah, I am Trey Swish. This is the eethur, and I will catch y'all guys in the next one. Deuces. Wow.